Greetings once again, dear viewers. JLB here. Today I am going to be presenting to you the first part of, I think will be many parts of a mini-series that talks about one of my personal favorite subjects to speak of. And I'm talking, of course, about the very thing I grew up with, Disney. Reasons I'm going to be making this. One, because the subject I'm covering, the Walt Disney Anthology series, has many different eras, and I decided to break them down one at a time, so that way I could get the best results as soon as possible. And second, simply because I love Disney, and I saw this was next on my list, so I thought, why not give it a shot? But, hold on, I think there's something wrong with this picture. Oh, I get it. My hat. It's not the right thing I need. Hold on a second while I do a little magic of my own. Ah, that's better. Can't do a Disney review without my Mickey Mouse hat. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about the history of the Disney Anthology series, starting with the first era when it premiered, from 1954 to 1958, when it was called Walt Disney's Disneyland. Now, of course, although Walt Disney was the very first animated film producer, and the very first animated producer to venture to television with this series, he wasn't exactly the first guy to venture from movies into television. That honor belongs to independent filmmakers Hal Roach and Jerry Fairbanks. Now, the reason Walt Disney's Disneyland was created was to promote the building and coming of, you guessed it, all you folks out there, this was made in honor of the opening of Disneyland, the happiest place on earth. Now, of course, when Disney presented this idea of theirs to CBS and NBC, they were turned down. But ultimately, they signed a deal with ABC on March 29th, 1954 to air the show on their channel, Disneyland, in all of the Cardinal Realms. And over in Adventureland, you had the True Life Adventure series, which would talk about the wonderful world of nature. Over in Tommorowland, you had things and some things talking about the future. Over in Fantasyland, you had classic Disney animation like Alice in Wonderland and Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, that sort of thing. And over in Frontierland, you had a very popular show that aired from there called Davy Crockett. That's right, the legendary pioneer and the very first coon-skiing congressman had his own show emanating from Frontierland. And of course, all that was great, but on July 17th, 1955, the grand opening of Walt Disney's first theme park, Disneyland, aired on ABC television as part of something called Dateline Disneyland, hosted by none other than Art Linkletter himself. And I gotta say, I saw that premiere, and well, it was without doubt the greatest moment in Disney history. Bar none. There's no contest whatsoever. Of course, with that being said, that was just the first era from 1954 to 1958. But things would only get better as the years progressed. Because from 1958 to 1961, things would start to improve. But that's another story for another time. And so with that being said, thank you so much for watching part 1 of my Disney Anthology cover series. I really hope you stick around for the next part when it's ready. So until then, have a magical day, everybody.